All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to procure some web hosting, a domain name, and also how to put WordPress on your site. Now, I'm going to be using Lamppost today, and the reason is really just because this is what a lot of my students use. Personally, I use DreamHost. I like it a lot. I can get a year of hosting and a domain name for a little over $100, and I can put as many domains and subdomains on it as I want. I have one DreamHost account with 100 websites on it right now, so I think it's really great. But the problem is, if you are going to be using hosting in small increments, like you just want 1 month or 2 or 3 months of hosting, then DreamHost is going to charge you a $50 fee, and my students don't really like that because a lot of them just want to have hosting for the duration of the semester, so they just need 2 or 3 months, and so a lot of them have been using Lamppost. The other difference sort of between Lamppost and some of the other hosting sites is that a hosting site like DreamHost will have something called a one-click install. So if you register your domain through DreamHost and you get DreamHost hosting, you can just click a button and it will put WordPress on your site. Now, Lamppost doesn't offer that service, so that's why I'm also going to show you how to put WordPress on your site manually, because you might not have one of these one-click installs. So if you're using Lamppost, you want to go to Shared Hosting, and you want this right here, the Web Presence. You can see that it's $10 for a month, about $27 for 3 months, and $95 for a year. So that's pretty close to what DreamHost does for a year. But Lamppost doesn't have any kind of fee for if you just want a month or 3 months. So let's go ahead and order. I'm just going to do a month because I don't plan on using this hosting. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So if you're in one of my classes, you might want to pick 3 months. If you are in high school and you're getting hosting for your school website or your publication site, you'll probably want to do 12 months. Okay, now when you sign up for hosting, you can also get a domain, and you probably want to go ahead and get a domain at this time. You can register a domain through any number of different websites, but there's a waiting period. If you buy your domain through another service company, if you want to move it to your hosting, so I would suggest just getting it now. So if you're in my class, this is the time to get your domain. So I'm just going to do register a new domain name. Okay, now I have to select a domain name. I can actually go to a website like whois.com and see what's available. So if I want to do my last name, for example, .com, search now, I can see that it's actually not available. Someone owns it. So what about meganmcnames.com? Search now, and it's available. Great, I can register it through the site, but again, if I do that, there's going to be a waiting period between the time that I buy this and the time that I can move it to Lamppost. So I'm not going to register it through the site. I'm just checking to make sure it's available. And most hosting services, when you type in what... Okay, great, it's available. If it's not available, it will tell you at this time. Your registration is for a year. You can do more than that, but I'm just going to do a year. Okay, so with my registration and my web presence, it's going to be $24.90. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start keeping track of my passwords because I'm going to need them for some of my other things. So let's see, my username. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. I'm going to stop the video at this time and then just pick up where the next step is. Okay, so I put in my credit card information and now I've gotten my order receipt. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Control Panel, and I need to, so I just paid. Site Manager is going to show me, oops, being replaced by the Hosting Manager. Okay, so, and I want to click on my domain name, and now the next thing that I need to do is create an FTP account. Okay. Okay, so I need to keep track of this information as well. And I want to enable FTP access. Okay, so those privileges are being established. Okay, that's all that I need from Lamppost. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my domain is hosted. Looks good. Okay, that's it. So I'm just going to log out. The next thing that I want to do is go to WordPress.org. Don't go to WordPress.com. And I want to download WordPress. Okay, so I've downloaded WordPress. If you need help, there's a guide right here that's basically going to go over everything I'm about to tell you. The next thing I need to do is get into my email. And Lamppost should have sent me an email with some passwords that I need. Okay, it must be the other one. Oops, sorry. There we go. So this is the information that I need. I'm just going to copy it and paste it over here so I have all this information in the same place. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is access my site information through an FTP client, and I have Fetch. You can use FileZilla for PC, it's free, you can get it online. You can use CyberDuck for Mac, it's also free, also online. We just happen to use Fetch, but you're gonna look for some kind of FTP client. And I'm gonna type in this information that I gave Lamppost when I created the FTP access. So my host name is meganmcnames.com. Username is this email. And so I can see everything that is currently hosted on my site, which is pretty much nothing, a bunch of stuff I don't really need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open my WordPress folder that I downloaded, and this WordPress configuration PHP document, I'm going to change the name, get rid of sample so it just says WP config, and now I'm going to edit this to include this information. So right here, database name here, it says my database name is meganmcnames.com. My username is 8232, and I'm just going to copy and paste this password because I'll never be able to type it. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and now I'm going to take all of this stuff from WordPress, the WordPress folder, I'm going to put it in the htdocs folder. And this is going to take a minute to just upload. Okay, when your transfer is complete, it'll say transfer complete down here, and if I look in my htdocs, there's all my WordPress content. Or all of my files, I should say. So the next step is just to pull up my site. And now I have WordPress has been installed and I need to set it up. So I want a site title. I'm just going to put my name because I'm not using the site really for anything, but you want something descriptive. You can change it later. Let's just stick with admin. I'll put in a password. And my email. Okay. So now I can log in. And there's WordPress waiting for me on my site. So now when people go to my site, they will see WordPress. This is the basic theme that you start with. But that's pretty much it. From here you can go and put some themes on, sort of develop your site. If you're in my class, this is as far as you need to get for next class, and when you get to class, I will show you how to change themes and we'll start editing some themes.